Hey there, everyone. Carolyn Russin, professional life coach here. Thanks for joining me today. For those of you who come on here regularly, welcome back. For those of you who are new and new to my group, welcome to Women Winning at Life. Glad you're joining us. Anyway, today I want to talk to you about work-life balance. Like, this seems to be a common theme that a lot of women are really struggling with, having that balance between work and life and work and home. Hi, Cindy Lou. And, the other common theme, of course, is who do we sacrifice first? When we have to give something up, it's us. That's what we're used to because we're putting our kids first. We're putting our elderly parents first, our friends, our pets, our spouse, whomever. They always seem to come first above us. And so when we're then trying to juggle work and life, it's hard. It's a bit of a struggle. So I've come up with a few things, a few strategies that I want you to keep in mind. So first of all, health is number one. And all it takes is something happening to you, or you knowing somebody who suddenly, has suffered a heart attack, come down with a terrible disease, whatever. It's like, holy crap, life is short. I see that all the time. And it's a quick perspective. When you're consumed in all the busyness and then you see something like that happen, it's like, wow. Okay, give your head a shake here. Like, let's just, prioritize things. So health has to be number one. We've got to look after ourselves. Whether that's our physical health, whether that's our mental health, getting out and getting exercise, whatever that looks like for you, make it fun, but actually moving our body. Our bodies are meant to move. So if you are sitting all day, maybe you're on an office job. And like, I know for me, when I'm sitting, hi Mary, when I'm sitting and I'm working with clients all day, I've got to get up and move. I make a point in the morning that I get up and I exercise. Or if I have a really early start day, I make a point of later on, I exercise, that I am moving. And those odd days I don't, I feel it. That night, I feel it. I'm cranky, I'm irritable. The lacking of the physical activity affects me mentally later on. I get more tired, all those things. So we have to prioritize that for ourselves. Maybe it's doing some yoga, maybe it's doing some added stretching, whatever. Hi, Kelly. But making sure we make our bodies move. It's gotta happen. And it doesn't mean it has to be a 10K run. Whatever works for you. Hi, Angie. So making your body move, that's gonna help your brain too. It's gonna help your sleep. Here, I'll give you a perfect example. My parents, who are late 80s, struggling with their health at times and struggling with sleep a lot. Well, this past week, because of various circumstances, they were a lot more active than they normally are. And wow, did that ever impact their sleep? My dad was like, I had the best sleep I've had in so long. And it's exactly that. The more active we are, the better we're able to have a good night's sleep. And wouldn't that be great as a woman going through menopause to have a great sleep? Give me a thumbs up if you would love to have a great sleep, because I know that is a huge issue that so many women deal with, is not having that good sleep, waking up at 3 a.m. and then you're wired. So getting out and being active. The second thing I want to talk to you about work-life balance is setting non-negotiable boundaries. And if we don't protect ourselves and have those boundaries, we're just giving up control to everyone. Every person we meet has control over us. We need to gain that control back because we need to prioritize ourselves. So sometimes, and people kind of cringe, a lot of women that I work with are like, yeah, but Carolyn, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to say no. I don't know. And so I often say, start small in ways that aren't in your face. Like, no, I can't do that for you. Maybe you have somebody who just drains the energy out of you and you see them calling on your phone. And so one way of protecting your boundaries is don't answer the call. Let it go to your machine. You're busy. You can't answer the phone. So sometimes it's not an in-your-face boundary that other people know too. Sometimes it's just your own personal, and those are much more easy to enforce. So if you know you have issues with boundaries, give me a thumbs up if that's you. If you know boundaries are a challenge for me, think of the little things that you can say no to in your mind, and then start working towards the others. The next step I often say to my clients is, okay, if you're having to say no to somebody and it's uncomfortable and it makes you feel really icky, as it does for many of us, think about doing it this way. When they ask you, oh, could you do X, Y, and Z? You say to them, I can't right now because I've got things on the go. I've got work, I've got whatever it is. And you don't even have to give them an excuse. You can just say, I can't right now, but I'd be more than happy to help you with that later this evening or tomorrow or whatever's appropriate for you. So it's not a flat out no, but it's a not now. And that's like a baby step into creating those boundaries and learning to say no, which is actually the third strategy I'm going to talk to you about right now. So I'll kind of just mesh that in together. So, and when you say, I can't right now, I can help you tonight if you'd like, language is key. Like, people don't understand how powerful language can be. So when you say, I can't right now, I can help you tonight, is that okay with you? All of a sudden, we've given over control again. We're not protecting our boundaries. Because then what if they say, well, no, I need it now? Well, then you're probably going to say, okay, let's do it now. So you're not asking for permission. You're just saying, I can't right now. I'd be more than happy to help you tonight. And then see what they say. So just creating those boundaries, start step by step. Start with, the not picking up the phone or not replying to a text or whatever it is right away. You don't have to reply instantly. Maybe you'll reply a little later in the morning or in the afternoon when you have a little more time. That's how you can start doing baby steps for boundaries and for saying no. The fourth thing I want to talk about is delegating. So whether this is delegating at work or delegating at home, because a trap so many women fall into is that they'd rather do it themselves because then they know it's done right, opposed to letting someone else do it and then they have to redo it anyway. So I'd question what you're doing is you're training people not to do things when you do that. And so if it's something at home, let's say you have one of your kids do the dishes. And afterwards you're thinking, well, the counters aren't wiped off and the sink is still kind of messy and whatever, but it's done. It may not be done to your standards, and maybe you can kind of guide them along the way in little bits, but you need to make them feel appreciated. That, gee, thanks so much. Thanks for doing that. That really helps me out. And when you delegate, yeah, it may not be done to your standards, but you're no longer having to do everything. Have you caught yourself in that trap of, I'll do it all so I know it's done right? And then no wonder you're feeling stressed and overwhelmed and exhausted because you're doing everything at home. So delegating is huge, but being able to let go of it may not be done exactly the way you want it, and that's okay. The last thing I want to talk to you about is making time for what you love. And I know the constant pattern I see all the time with this is women sometimes don't even know what they love to do. But if they do, it's the last thing on their list. So they can't do that until everything else is done. And I'm sure you know as well as I that if we keep a list, the list is never empty. There's always stuff on people's lists. So if you're waiting till the list is clear before you're doing what you would like to do, you're never going to get to it. So it's the opposite that needs to be done. You need to schedule into your calendar time for you for whatever it is that you love to do. I always talk about my example. I love playing tennis. It is scheduled into my calendar. I know tomorrow morning I play tennis. It's there. I don't book calls then. I don't commit to anything else. I know certain times of the week I'm playing tennis. That's how it's saved, because it's in my calendar. Before, when in the summertime, I didn't join a tennis club because we have courts and I can see them from where I'm sitting from my office right out here in the park behind us that are free. And I remember thinking, why would I pay to join a club when I have tennis courts right there and I have people in my own house that I can go and play with? Well, I can tell you, because it wasn't scheduled in, I rarely played tennis in the past when I didn't join a club and have it scheduled into my calendar. So, perfect example there. I had easy opportunity, didn't happen. So schedule those things. Whatever it is, maybe it's you're going to read, excuse me, maybe you're going to go gardening, maybe you do crafts. And these aren't hobbies. These are essential things for your own mental well-being. You need that downtime, you need that break. So make sure you schedule that time in. So, work and life balance can be a struggle, and it's a very common struggle for so many people. So that's why just going over. So prioritizing your health, making sure that you're looking after yourself physically and mentally, setting those non-negotiable boundaries. And maybe when it comes to work, that you turn your phone off, or you're not checking emails after 6 p.m. Like whatever it is, and you've got to stick to it. That's what's really, really key. Hi, Trina. Learning to say no, whether it's just the subtle, I'm not answering that phone call, whether it's you're saying, no, I'm sorry, I can't help you with that. I can help you tomorrow if you'd like. Hi, Janet. Delegating it at work and at home. What can you give to someone else, but knowing they're not going to do it the way you would do, and being okay with that. And then making time to do the things that you love. If it's not scheduled into your calendar, chances are it won't happen, because you will find something else that you think needs to be done that's more important than that. So hopefully those tips have helped. Give me a thumbs up or give me a heart if you're like, yeah, that's really helpful. I'm going to try and implement some of those. If this is something that you were struggling with, and you know that this is not a new problem for you, this problem has been going on for months and months, maybe years and years and years, and you've tried different things and you're still in the same place. And you're at the point where you're like, enough. I need change. Life is short and I need change now. Drop me a me below. We can set up a free one-on-one call, 15-minute call, and just have a chat about what's going on with you. There's no pressure in these calls whatsoever. I can talk to you about how I can help you, if it's a good fit, and off we go. So there's nothing to lose. Might be the best 15-minute call of your life right there, just to have some changes, positive changes moving forward. So drop a me if you'd like to do that, no problem. If you're watching this on replay, type replay. For those of you who joined me on a little later in the call, I do put this obviously in the group so you can watch it on replay, so you can go back and watch it from the beginning. Anyway, hopefully this has been helpful. Have a fabulous day.